Hey everybody, what's up? It's Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. Now, this video is a request and a way to help out a subscriber that asked me a question. Shout out to Gabriel. I'll put your name on the video. But this video is into regards to the yellow pill and the orange pill. I think these are two very important pills when it comes to the whole philosophy and the whole pill patterns and pill theories. And, I'm just going to give you a quick refresher because I made a video called Too Many Pills You Could Watch, where I break down all the pills. And even before then, I have some other pill videos that deal with the yellow pill and the orange pill. But I think I gotta make this video to help out guys that are going through the yellow pill and the orange pill. And I think it's very important, and I'm gonna touch up on what the yellow pill is. The yellow pill, to start it off, the yellow pill, or as I call it, the yellow pill of sorrow. You could call it that, yellow pill of sorrow. But the yellow pill is basically when a man obtains all the red pill knowledge. He becomes aware of all the laws, the legal differences between men and women. And that man, be it through divorce, a lot of men enter the manosphere or the red pill community through divorce, child support, and so on. But what the yellow pill is, when a man has gone through the system, through the legal system, and has seen how unfair the laws are, that the man now becomes extremely paranoid of ever facing the legal system. So that man avoids a lot. The yellow pill is a lot of the yellow pill has to do with I forget the word, but self-preservation. So yellow pill is that man becomes consumed and paranoid of the legal issues and the law, that how the law is dictated between men and women, and that man becomes extremely risk avergent. Becomes extremely about avoiding risk at all costs. So a yellow pillar will be the type of guy that doesn't go outside much after their legal issues, doesn't socialize as much unless it's work related, because he doesn't want to get exposed to the legal bias for being a man. So yellow pillar is extremely consumed by the risk and fear that comes with the legal system as a man. So the yellow pillar truly tries to avoid that. And yellow pillar, you can tell if it's a yellow pillar because they'll always lead with the law. Every conversation. Don't go out on a date. The law. What if she puts a false accusation case on you? The law. You drinking. The yellow pillar will always lean towards the law, and they live in absolute fear of the law. And it creates a lot of sorrow. And a yellow pillar, even if he was formerly active, formerly an active person, a yellow pillar will become very introverted because of the fear of the law and the system. So, but the cure for the yellow pill, which is, the yellow pill is, as I stated, is a man who's completely consumed by the fear of the law and seeking to avoid it, seeking to avoid the law and ramifications of the law. And a yellow pillar is all 100% risk averting. Like I said, the yellow pillar will always lean on and lead the conversation with the law this, the law that. You could get in this trouble, that trouble. Well, the cure for the yellow pill is that, it's eventually, the cure for the yellow pill is actually the gold pill. Because the yellow pill is consumed by the laws of the current country they're in, they need to completely step out of that country. So a yellow pillar would have to, if you're in the United States, take a trip for a week in Mexico, somewhere like Mexico or somewhere even further if they want to. But a yellow pillar basically needs to escape the law, to escape the constant fear of the legal ramifications, of the West. So a yellow pillar, the only way to cure the yellow pill and cure it quickly is to leapfrog over the black pill and take the gold pill. As in, a yellow pillar, you need to get your passport and travel. Basically, if you're still paranoid because you're too close to the United States, the cure would be to fly to South America. You know what I'm saying? Some other place that's further, because a yellow pillar is extremely consumed by the fear of that country. So a good ideal situation for a yellow pillar would be to basically to travel overseas. So the cure for the yellow pill is the gold pill. The gold pill is when you become a global-minded individual. When you become a global-minded individual, when you become a traveler, and you no longer bind yourself to your domestic location. So the cure for the yellow pill would be to basically get your passport, go overseas for a good, I'd say about a week if need be, a month, and stay overseas. Get a guide, travel around and expose yourself to not only the cultural differences, but the legal differences, because a yellow pillar is extremely paranoid about the law, and the law of the West. So the cure for the yellow pill is basically to travel overseas. Get your passport. You're gonna have to get your passport, and when you get your passport, odds are you'll have to, in actuality, you'll have to get your passport and travel. You know what I'm saying? You have to expose yourself to another country, which will have you take the gold pill. You know what I mean? Take the gold pill by going overseas. Then when you come back to the States as a yellow pillar, then you investigate the black pill. It's kind of reverse. Usually you take the black pill first, then the gold pill, but because a yellow pillar is so consumed by the fear of the law and the situation they're in, it's actually best for them to take the gold pill first and, become a global-minded individual and travel overseas and actually look at the world and realize that the laws are not the same globally, And once the yellow pillar takes the gold pill and truly looks at the world from the perspective of the globe, not from the perspective of their nation, then when they come back to America, they can take the black pill. The black pill will really be awareness about their country and how foreign solutions are the only choice. So for a yellow pillar, they'll have to take the gold pill. Then when they come back, take the black pill. You know what I'm saying? And that will actually help a yellow pillar out, because the exposure to overseas and the different laws will help them out, in the long run. Now, this section is for the orange pill, you know what I'm saying? And the orange pill is is far different. The orange pill is basically when you've taken the black pill. You've taken a black pill, you understand what's going on in your country. You understand that a lot of there's the solutions for you will be foreign. You know what I'm saying? Marriage, your authority as a man, your masculinity, that a lot of it lies foreign. You know what I mean? Going overseas to actually reach the true potential of your masculinity. Since the current West is actually against that. You know what I'm saying? The West is against that. I'll be making a video on that soon. I covered that on too many pills about the pink pill. But basically an orange pillar is someone who's taken the black pill, and after taking the black pill they've become absolutely consumed. They've internalized the fear of their country. And what happens is an orange pillar, and a major difference between the orange pillar and a yellow pillar is that the orange pillar understands that there is no solution domestically. But the problem with the orange pill is that when a man goes orange pill, he internalizes all the risk in his country and becomes extremely defensive and offensive and starts to see the world as their country rather than accepting the black pill and seeing that, okay, man, you're in the US, you're in Australia, you're in Canada, you know what I'm saying? You can't change nothing here, and you're gonna have to go overseas for your other needs. If you want to be a father and so on, you'll have to go overseas. You want to be a family man, you have to go overseas. The orange pillar internalizes that the whole world is basically as their native country. So an orange pillar will basically, after being exposed to the black pill, will be consumed by a rage and a level of fear. It's a mixture of rage and fear, and they start to basically compare the world to their nation. So an orange pillar will basically claim that the whole world is against masculinity. The whole world is against manhood. The whole world is against stability and male authority. They basically internalize their issues of their nation and start projecting it on the world. And an orange pillar becomes extremely offensive when you try to explain to them that there's a difference when you leave their nation, that there's actually a major difference. An orange pillar does not see that. An orange pillar becomes extremely offensive when you try to claim, the world is different than their own nation. They're too consumed by it to see it differently. And unlike a yellow pillar, which is extremely about avoiding risk, the orange pillar just thinks that the whole world is like their country. That even if they travel overseas, it's gonna be just like here, there, it's gonna be just like this nation. It's very hard for an orange pillar to basically, leave their country mentally. They become mentally consumed and start viewing the world as exactly the same. And an orange pillar tends to, when they travel overseas, they'll actually seek out a country very similar to their country legally. So an orange pillar will basically seek to go out to Canada, Australia, Europe. They'll really seek to align the traveling locations to basically where they are domestically at and where the same issues are, because the orange pillar is so consumed by their nation and their national issues that they seek out a similar location in a similar pattern to keep that comfort and despair that they have with their country. It's basically, I forget the word. It's basically when you get kidnapped by someone, you're being held hostage, and you start finding comfort with the person holding you hostage. I forget the word for it, but an orange pillar basically internalizes all their domestic issues, and they start to claim that it's overseas as well. You know, they basically use this to avoid and maintain their comfort in their fear of the laws, domestically. An orange pillar's extremely trapped in the domestic issues. So they'll basically complain every woman's the same as the West. Everything in the West is like the world. So it's extremely hard for an orange pillar to come out of that. But the cure for the orange pill is the gold pill. An orange pillar has to take the gold pill, become global minded, and travel. But unlike a yellow pillar, since the orange pillar actually knows and has black pill knowledge, an orange pillar really has to go overseas to a country that is extremely lacking in the same legal aspects as where they're from. An orange pillar actually needs a high level of culture shock from going overseas to actually help them break out of it. An orange pillar can't go to a country that's similar to the West, at all. It can't have any level similarities, besides, security and protection and all that. But an orange pillar must go, when they take the gold pill and become global minded, an orange pillar must actually seek out other countries that are extremely different culture-wise, and, a lot of legal aspects where the government isn't openly trying to take a man's role. So an orange pillar basically can't go to Germany, he can't go to Russia, or, he can't go to any country that's similar to the West. An orange pillar, when they take the gold pill, they really have to go to a country that's very different from where they're coming from, because an orange pillar really needs a culture shock. They need to see that laws domestically are not there overseas. So example, where they need to go, prostitution will have to be legal. You know what I'm saying? Polygamy, polygamy must have to be legal. There's so many aspects from the West that have to be legal for an orange pillar to break out, because an orange pillar is so used to internalizing their nation that they become extremely defensive and offensive about you claiming there's a difference in other locations. So for the orange pillar, they have to go somewhere overseas that is extremely different, to help them break out of that orange pill, because the orange pill is the mental absorption of the law, and unlike a yellow pillar where, yellow pillar is basically fearful of the laws domestically, the orange pillar has internalized the laws and legal issues mentally. So basically now these laws travel in their mind and they take it wherever they go. R.I.P. to Renegade. You saw Renegade passed away. Renegade compared the world to America. Basically said everywhere in the world is like America. You can't find a location where you as a man can be just a man. Renegade was an orange pillar. You know what I'm saying? He took the black pill, but rather than seeing the solutions from the black pill were foreign and completely different than the domestic location, he internalized his domestic location to claim that the whole world was like this. R.I.P. to Renegade. Wish I could have had a conversation with him, but it's R.I.P. May he rest in peace. But basically, the orange pill, you need a heavy shock. You need a high level of shock to cure yourself from it. And you have to take the gold pill, but you really have to take the gold pill and travel to somewhere that's extremely different than the domestic location. It can't have any aspect of the same laws when it comes to marriage, when it comes to biases. An orange pillar really needs a heavy shock of overseas law, and the law and the culture. They need a heavy shock of it to go gold pill, because they already have the black pill knowledge. And the orange pill is actually having the black pill knowledge, but completely denouncing it and not denouncing it, but internalizing your domestic location. So an orange pillar really needs to take a trip overseas, and it could be about, I'd say, probably a good 4 to 7 days overseas in a very different country, maybe Africa. An orange pillar really has to go far. Africa, Middle East of Africa, South America, but deep into South America, orange pillar really has to travel, to really have a culture shock and a legal shock to break past the mental bindings to the domestic laws. And these are the cure. As you can see, the cures for the yellow pill sorrow. The yellow pill sorrow is basically the gold pill. And a yellow pillar can travel. A yellow pillar just needs a location where the law is different. But an orange pillar really needs to be selective. They have to go to a country where the laws are extremely different, to force them to break out of that mental binding of their domestic location. And another thing, I just gotta be clear about this, is that a lot of guys think, you gotta go overseas when you're prepared to move there. No, you gotta take the gold pill, get your passport, and travel. You can do what is called scouting trips, where you go overseas, you look at it, and you're scouting. You're doing scouting trips to look at it and understand it more before you make the final move. So a lot of guys need to understand it's okay to be able to say, I went overseas for 4 days and I'm back. That's okay. You don't need to say, I went there for 6 months to a year. No, go there as you can. You have to train yourself to have some level of awareness of the culture and expose yourself to it. So, the cure, as always, always leads to the gold pill, So the inevitable goal is guys have to, if you're a yellow pillar, you have to take the gold pill. You got to bypass the black pill and take the gold pill. Then when you come back home, take the black pill. Because the black pill is all about solutions for your domestic problems. And if you take the gold pill first before the black pill, you have global awareness, but you lack that awareness that the black pill gives you, that your solutions will always be foreign. It won't be domestic. So you need the black pill to actually be able to remain in your domestic situation as you seek a way to return to becoming a global-minded person full-time. And as for the orange pill, you have to take the gold pill, but with the orange pill, you need to really take a trip to a country that is extremely, very different, legal-wise and culture-wise, to the West. You need that shock in your system to break out of that mental binding that promotes in your mind that everywhere is like the West. Well, this has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, wouldn't negotiate with lies. Peace.